What's up, it's Barry here, and allegedly there may be a brand new handheld system by Sony running native PS5 and PS4 games on the horizon sooner than you may expect. What problems come with this? What does this mean for your PlayStation Portal? And more coming up now. But before we get into it, it'll really mean a lot to me if you could smash that like button, hit that subscribe bell, as that will really help out the channel. So let's get into it. So back in 2004, Sony dropped the Sony PSP or PlayStation Portable, and it boasted super immersive graphics with a vibrant widescreen display at the time, changing portable gaming forever. But it just seemed that Sony's heart wasn't fully invested in the handheld gaming market. Until now, as Sony's dropped their recent PlayStation Portal, and there are some fairly reliable rumors and leaks that there is a new Sony Vita PSP 2 may be in the pipeline for Sony. As Harrod says on WCCF Tech, a trusted news source, there is a new PlayStation handheld early in development, rocking AMD and maintaining a compatibility with PS4 and PS5 titles, which seem like quite a bold headline. As we go along with the article, it says here, reported by Moore's Law is that in a new YouTube video, the Japanese company is apparently planning to re-enter the handheld market with new hardware. The console will be powered by a custom AMD APU and is currently in the high-level design phase, meaning that it's at least 2 years away and hasn't been greenlit for a release yet. Now I can see this being a relief for PlayStation gamers as it's a native console that plays PS4 and PS5 games, unlike the PlayStation Portal, which streams them from your PlayStation 5. But I think this brings up some issues that we'll talk about later on in the video. Now we all know the handheld gaming market has changed drastically within the last couple of decades. We have devices like the Steam Deck, the Asus ROG Ally, we have the Nintendo Switch killing it with all the exclusive games, and the landscape is just totally different from when PlayStation dropped their PSP back in 2004. So to see Sony compete in this entire new gaming landscape is going to be pretty interesting to see what they do and if they really believe in their product. Because back in the PSP days, they kind of gave up on it. They wasn't fully invested. They wasn't trying to get all the best games on it. Now don't get me wrong, there are some absolute bangers on the Sony PlayStation Portable. Some games that I still enjoy playing up till this day. But that brings me to the issue with this Sony PSP 2 because we all know Sony loves to have proprietary storage on their unit. So let's say they give us 500 gigs to play Sony PlayStation 5 and Sony PlayStation 4 games. We all know those games take up like 100 gigabytes, 50 gigabytes. We could probably get a couple games on it. But if they go the whole proprietary storage route, charging 100 something for memory, like I know memory has been heavily discounted over the past couple years, but I do see this potentially being an issue for the PSP 2. And it's not like it's gonna work right out the box. When Sony PS Vita 2 potentially, when it does come out, it's gonna have a lot of patches because the developers are gonna have to patch their games in order to make it run compatible on the system. So it is compatible, but the developers still need to put in the extra work. And I wonder if the developers will even think it's worth it, because Sony just dropped their Sony Portal. That's a handheld streaming device and it's doing pretty well. And the developers don't have to put in any work with the PlayStation Portal, where with this, an entire new system, they're going to have to put in developer hours and developer days to get their game working on the new system. So we can only hope that it works out in their favor and they actually go through the work and do it. But if not, we may end up in a whole PSP situation all over again. They did say that it is 2 years away and may take a bit longer. It may come out with the PlayStation 6 life cycle, maybe, but who am I to say? I just hope that it works out and we get a kick-ass gaming system. So you can let me know what you think about the PSP 2 in the comments. Hit that like button And thank you so much for tuning in. Bye now.